Welcome to Cute Noise. I created this channel not just to play music to you, but actually give you a bit of an insight into my workflow, my process, general thoughts about music, instruments. So I will try to give you an idea how to learn instruments, how to practice, also how to get ideas about how to find ideas for music, what kind of software I'm using, music production, recording, publishing, even that. Yeah, I was when I started out with music, I had the feeling that the music theory I learned, and we will talk about music theory as well, but I had the feeling that the music theory I learned was very strict, and I thought I have to really know everything about it in order to make music. But it turned out it's just a concept, it's just some ideas, and they're not always useful in order to make music. For example, I played a lot of, I had a phase where I played, I learned a lot of different scales. I learned a lot of scales. I'm not saying scales are bad or scales are not useful, but what happened was that playing the scales made my music sound like scales. And now I don't practice at all. I don't practice music. I play music, or whenever I use an instrument, I play music and I don't practice music. I think that helped me a lot to actually become better, not faster or it's not about me. It's not for me to become the fastest player. That I'm not interested in. I'm interested in the form, the journey, and how to make it fun and interesting. In the last video, I showed I played a tune called Midnight Blossom. It's also a live looping tune as I just showed before. And so in this first tutorial or instructional video, I want to actually show a bit how that works within the software, because I'm not pressing any buttons when I play. I use Ableton Live, and that helps me to automatically trigger plugins like the looper. There's a plugin, it's called Looper, and it helps me to loop, which you can automatically turn off and on. And that we're gonna look at. And we will use the tune I just played, which is an idea. It's not a finished piece. It's just an idea, and I will use that to show you how the looping works. So this is just an idea. It's a sketch. There is no this song has no structure yet. It's really just an idea, and I pretty much use the same drums. I just reprogrammed the drums a bit, so I have like this drum loop. It's a MIDI loop. That's basically it. There's nothing special to it. I use exactly the same bass sample, upright bass sample, which fits to basically everything, because it's I just transpose it to wherever I need it, and it kind of fits. Of course, if I change the mode I'm in, then I might need to create like different versions of that. But it basically fits to everything, and it's really just a placeholder. I will write a proper bass line to it, but at the moment that's how it's set up. So I have this this bass sample. And then I have a shaker, which is very simple. It just helped me to find the idea. And then for the ukulele, I have just this channel here. I set it to record. That need to be on, and it need to be either on in or auto. That's a bit of a pity, because I would love to have it on off, because that helps actually with the latency. But when I use the looper, and this is this tool here, Looper, this plugin, it needs to be either on in or auto. If I double click here, you can see that actually there are two loopers, and I will explain in a moment what they do. Actually, when I played just before, I only used one looper, and but I just want to show you how that will work if you have. You can use as many as you want basically in your setup. Here again, so this need to be on. It need to be set to record. I use auto here. That's fine, and it's sent to the master, and the master has a limiter, just for now. And later when I do like a proper production, of course, then there will be a lot of effects and stuff on it. But for this kind of tutorials, that's enough setup. And now the looper, this incredible tool here. At the moment it's off, so I can turn it on. I can activate it. Device activated. That's how it's called. It's activated, and you can trigger recording and so on. You can trigger within here. But I actually so what I'm doing is I'm gonna control all the automation in here. But I need to set certain things here. So I want to have the output, the feedback output on 100%. I want to have the quantization on none. I try to not use it if I don't have to. Song control is set to none, and tempo control follows song tempo because I have a certain tempo which I want to use. And then the record is basically set to variable length, and after the recording it's just playing. So that's the basic setup for the looper, and then in here I can actually change the state. So if you cannot see the automation here, then you just need to click this button here. And this is Ableton 10, by the way, just in case you're using a different version. Then this might be somewhere else. But yeah, the looper, the state of recording, stopping, and so on, and playing, I actually trigger within here in the automation. And it has 4 different stages. It has stop, where it's not doing anything. It has record and play and overdub. And you can see here I set it to stop for the first 4 bars, and then it's recording 8 bars, and then it's playing, and then here I have a break, and then it's playing again. And whenever if you have a break in between and you restart the loop, then it always starts from the beginning of the loop. That you need to keep in mind. So if I use that now, I will show you how that looks like in action. So you see when the looper starts recording and when it starts playing. To go back. Good that this happened. So when that happened, I was starting here in the middle and then stopped. Then you just need to reset this here. Just normally I just click here, then this is back to the setup I want. Otherwise, you never know what's happening, especially when you have a live situation and then suddenly this whole thing doesn't work, then big problem. Let's try it again. Now it starts to record. That's basically it. There is not really much more. Now you can, if you want, you can add another looper. That's what I did here. I have a second looper, and if I turn that on, I will set it the same way. So I set it to none for the song tempo, and this I set to play, and no quantization. And now if I look at this, so I have looper 1. Let's go to looper 1. There's nothing, then it starts recording, and then it plays, and then it has a break in between, and then it plays again. The looper 2 actually is set to nothing, and then when the recording of the looper 1 is finished, then the recording here starts, and then it plays. So you can basically set any amount of loopers. It might cause some latency, but in theory you could create all kinds of very complex looping scenarios. And let's play through that. I haven't tried that before, so don't expect anything spectacular. Nonsense, but I think you can already see how powerful that thing is. You can do so many things, but you can also put another looper on a different layer, on a different channel. That's also possible. You can have that on a different channel. You need to arm the track as well, and that you maybe want to use for a different instrument. And when I go here into that looper, then this can be set also different. So we have the looper 1 recording this bit here, the first 8 bars, then the looper 2 in the ukulele records this portion, then I have a bit of a break, and then for example the kalimba can record something here. Now currently the kalimba is not tuned to that piece of music, so I can play something, but it won't make really nice sound. But just for you to understand how that works. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, so you can see how incredibly powerful that is. Okay, that's for today. I'm your bear, and this is Cute Noise.